For 2 years, Barcelona owns Spanish football. 3 finals against Real Madrid. 3 trophies. A Clasico that decided the league title. Hansi Flick built a machine that pressed, circulated, and destroyed everything in front of it while the Bernabeu could only watch. But here is what nobody in Catalonia wants to admit. Barcelona now has a serious Real Madrid problem. Because Madrid did not respond to humiliation the way normal clubs respond. They responded the way Real Madrid always responds. And the most frightening part is who they put in charge of the revenge. Jose Mourinho did not come to Madrid to compete with Barcelona. He came to end them. And he has done it before. Between 2010 and 2012, Mourinho faced the team Barcelona still considers the greatest in its history. Guardiola's Barca. The team of Messi, Xavi, and Iniesta. The team that won everything. And Mourinho broke it. His Madrid won the Copa del Rey against them, then took La Liga with 100 points, and Guardiola left that summer exhausted. So when Florentino Perez watched Flick's Barcelona beat his club in 3 consecutive finals, he did not search for a project manager. He went back to the one man on the planet with a proven formula for extinguishing a great Barcelona. That decision alone should terrify Catalonia. But Florentino did not stop there. Ibrahima Konate, Marc Cucurella, Bernardo Silva, Denzel Dumfries. And then the Galactico signing that changed everything. Yen Diomande to Real Madrid. Here we go. Over 100 million euros paid to RB Leipzig for a winger who has not yet turned 20. An absolute madness. And before you dismiss it as another famous name, understand what Barcelona is actually facing, because Diomande looks like he was designed in a laboratory to attack Flick's biggest weakness. Flick's entire system depends on a defensive line positioned almost at the halfway line. Cubarsí defending 40 meters of open grass behind him. Joan Garcia sweeping. It works because the press in front of that line is ferocious. But the moment the press is broken, one pass can eliminate the whole structure. Now look at what Madrid has assembled to punish exactly that space. Diomande, who attacks from either flank, creates numerical superiority, and counterpresses like a veteran at 19. Kylian Mbappe, coming off a season of 58 goals in which he finished top scorer in La Liga, the Champions League, and the World Cup. Vinicius Jr., who produced 22 goals and 14 assists and was Brazil's best player at the World Cup. And behind them, Jude Bellingham, who just broke England's single tournament scoring record with 7 goals. Every one of those players lives for the space behind a high defensive line. Barcelona's identity requires giving them that space in every single Clasico. That is not a tactical detail. That is a structural problem. Don't believe me? Take a look at this. When these teams met over the past 2 seasons, Barcelona won the finals, yes, but they won them against a Madrid in chaos. A midfield that lost its rhythm the day Toni Kroos retired. A dressing room collapsing under Xabi Alonso. A defense that conceded 64 goals in 56 matches. Flick's machine feasted on a wounded animal. That animal no longer exists. Mourinho's 4-2-3-1 is built on Tchouaméni protecting the defense, Valverde breaking lines, and every pass moving the team closer to goal. No sterile possession. No waiting. Direct, vertical, ruthless football designed to turn Barcelona's bravery into Barcelona's funeral. And then there is the battle that could decide everything. Barcelona wants him to partner Pedri, organize the build-up, and give Flick the control that would let him push even more players forward. Reports claim Rodri gave Barcelona the green light and spoke with Flick and Deco. But here is the problem. Rodri has also been repeatedly described as a player eager to wear the white shirt, and Madrid needs him for exactly the same reason Barcelona does. He is the best midfielder in the world. Player of the tournament at the 2026 World Cup. 93% passing accuracy, rising to over 95 in the final against Argentina. More than 650 completed passes, the highest total ever recorded in a single World Cup, breaking Xavi's record. A Ballon d'Or. A Champions League winning goal. Whoever signs Rodri does not just improve. Whoever signs Rodri wins the balance war in Spain. If he chooses Madrid, Barcelona loses the final piece of its project and hands it directly to its greatest rival. Flick would keep a brilliant midfield. Mourinho would have the complete one. Now look at the defense Madrid built specifically for these matchups. Cucurella arrives after starting all 8 matches of Spain's World Cup campaign, a run in which Spain conceded a single goal. Against France's front four, he neutralized Alice and Dewey almost completely. His next assignment is obvious. Lamine Yamal, the most decisive young player in world football, 42 goal contributions before turning 19, will now run at the most informed defensive fullback on the planet twice a season minimum. Nobody is saying Cucurella erases Nobody erases Lamine. But for the first time since Flick arrived, Barcelona's greatest weapon faces a defender built precisely for that duel. On the other side, Dumfries brings the physicality to battle Rafinha and the new arrivals. And in the middle, Konate offers the recovery pace to defend enormous spaces, exactly what you need against a team that attacks in seconds. Yes, his concentration wobbles. But if Mourinho fixes that, and fixing defenders is what Mourinho does, Madrid's biggest weakness becomes a wall. The depth tells the same story. Endrick returns from Lyon with 8 goals and 8 assists in 21 matches, desperate to prove himself. Gonzalo has impressed all summer. Brahim Diaz arrives full of confidence after starring for Morocco. Bernardo Silva gives Mourinho tactical flexibility almost nobody else in Europe can offer. This is not a squad of names. It is a squad of functions, and every function points at Barcelona. And this is where history should make Catalonia truly nervous. Real Madrid has never responded to failure by standing still. In the 1950s, crisis produced Di Stefano, Puskas, and 5 consecutive European Cups. In 2014, doubt produced 4 Champions Leagues in 5 seasons. In 2021, a broken squad produced 2 more European titles and comebacks that defied logic. Every Barcelona golden era has eventually collided with a Madrid response, and the response has usually arrived faster and hit harder than anyone expected. Flick's Barcelona is brilliant, but it is also young, and it has never been punched by a Real Madrid dynasty in the making. Barcelona's counterargument is real. Lamine, Pedri, Rafinha, Olmo, Cubarsí, Bald, Joan Garcia, plus Gordon's aggression and Adeyemi's terrifying speed. Adeyemi can exceed 36 km per hour, and against Madrid's attacking fullbacks, that pace cuts both ways. If Barcelona's press lands, Mourinho's build-up could suffocate. Flick has answers. But every answer depends on that high line functioning perfectly, and Frenkie de Jong's injury already exposed how thin the margin is behind Pedri. Perfection every week is a brutal requirement when the punishment for one mistake is Mbappe, Vinicius, and Diomande running at one center-back. So yes, La Liga has a Barcelona problem. But Barcelona has something worse. A Real Madrid problem. A €100 million teenager built to attack their one structural weakness. A front line assembled to live in the space their identity must concede. A defense constructed around stopping Lamine Yamal. A Rodri decision that could swing the entire balance of Spanish football in one signature. And on the bench, the only manager alive who has already looked at a legendary Barcelona, found the cracks, and torn it down. For 2 years, the question in Spain was whether anyone could stop Barcelona. Flick thought he had answered it. But Jose Mourinho answered that same question 14 years ago, against a better Barcelona than this one. Now Florentino has given him a new generation of Galacticos and one instruction. Do it again. And if Rodri chooses white this summer, the question will no longer be who can stop Barcelona. It will be whether Barcelona can even keep Spain.